if I can get this shit working. That's right, Paul. I'm trying to figure out how to get this shit working in general. It's changed a bit. Hey, Chris. Hoosier. I don't even know how to invite anyone anymore. I guess it's probably the same. Or not. Okay, this is going to be the shortest live stream ever. I have actual stuff to do. I'm going to invite some people through YouTube. I don't know any other way of doing it. If I can figure out how to do that. Creator Studio. Okay. I sent an invite to Hoosier Bricks, I think. I don't know if that actually did so. By email. Okay. Let's see. I don't know what your email is, Hoosier. But I sent you a YouTube message with the link in it. If you can make that work. I haven't checked this email in like 6 months. Jeez. Let's see. So fucking exciting. Okay, so if anyone wants to join, I don't know what the fuck to do anymore. So you can email me at zanybricks@gmail.com, and I will reply back with a link. So Nader's Mox, the only real laser people to mess with Lego and make fun of us for having fun with it. If you say so. I am not redoing the city. I am undoing the city. I'm building a sci-fi layout. That's not really a city. I mean, it'll have. Nah, it's not really a city at all. So yeah, no more city. But with that, I need to got a couple million bricks on the table. Either I melt them all or I take them apart. And I'm thinking that taking them apart is good. Let's see. It's Josh. I think I may have your email, Josh. I don't, of course. So, yep. Maybe if Hoosier actually got anything, he will disseminate that link to people that actually want to join. I'm the wrong person to do so. I don't know why I started this up. I think because I wanted to figure out how the new Hangouts crap worked. I might do a live stream on New Year's Eve because everyone, because, I don't know. Uh, yeah, I did one of the past couple years and don't remember any of them. I think they were okay, but that's the problem. I really don't remember any of them. I got blackout drunk every year, so probably won't do that this year. But other than that, hey, look at somebody. Chris. Chris is Bricks for Chris. There you go. Chris
What's up, man?
Hey, man. So did you
Long time no see.
Yeah, long time, man. You moved to a new place. How's your new city layout building going?
It's going slow.
Yeah.
It's hard to stay motivated.
It is. It's after you already did. It seems like after I finish the one layout, or the city, it's hard to be motivated to take it apart and move on to something else. Doing little projects that are instantly gratifying, great and all, but staying motivated for larger projects, it sort of took, I don't know, just isn't there as much anymore.
I feel you, man. I feel you. So you moving all the Lego to a new place?
Yeah, well, sort of, maybe. I don't know. I mean, there's Lego at the new place, mostly a lot of Duplo. But it's sort of a decision point of how much I want to take over there and actually set up. Everything's going to move over there, obviously. It's just whether I'm going to have it in boxes or in an active, usable space.
Right.
I have an area that in mind that would be usable, that's actually larger than my current room up here. If I do that, then yeah, I'll take everything over there and I'll have another big layout. That's the motivation part. Once I figure, I have until I break down the city to make that decision.
Right.
Because it needs to happen either way. And breaking it down, you realize how inefficient your building is. Like as you go further back and you find these buildings with just so many wasted elements in them.
Yep.
And it just drives you crazy. You just want to tear everything apart even quicker. But it's good stuff. I'm expanding my overflow storage greatly. Another pick a brick 2x2 light blue gray. So what are you up to with the Lego crap?
Right now I'm working on the bottom floor of my big tower.
Are you still, is it the same tower project that you've been working on for a long time?
It is.
Really?
Same one.
Wow. How many years is that? Like
Same
3?
one I did an apartment for. I still haven't filmed.
Yeah. Nice. So you ended up replicating that apartment?
Yep.
Nice.
It's almost completely done. The only thing I cannot find are the broken glass bottles you sent me.
Broken glass bottles? I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of those.
Well, I may have to hit you up for a couple.
Yeah, if you need me to, just drop me your address again, and I'll shoot me an email with your address. I'll send you out a baggie full of them of different colors.
Because you have in your living room a display with something. No?
Yeah.
You got them hanging in there somewhere. I have to look at a picture, but I cannot find them anywhere since we moved.
On the weapon rack or something.
I think so.
Yeah.
It's the only thing I'm missing. And the little dinosaur, but I found him yesterday digging through a bunch of parts.
Yeah, so I recovered all the sig figs. I have like over 100 sig figs in my city. I don't remember the names for half of them, but they're
That's what I
just
was going to ask next. How many can you name?
yeah, exactly. Probably a base plate, probably like 64-ish. I'm thinking I can name, but I need to find some way of or I was going to find some way of integrating them into my new layout. It should be interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how that's going to happen.
Where's Hoosier? He couldn't figure it out.
I don't know. I shot him the link. His wife's on a laptop. And Big Sue Bricks won't be watching the New Year's Eve. I don't know if I'm going to have a live stream on New Year's Eve. But anyways, I will. I'm probably will be doing things not Lego related. So have you noticed an uptick in your old videos lately?
Say it again.
Have you noticed an uptick in your old videos lately?
What do you mean by that?
As far as ad revenue goes and stuff, and just views in general?
The views, they're still about the same.
Okay.
As far as my revenue, it's horrible.
Oh, really? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's relative. I was just looking at old live streams. People are watching my old live streams. They make bank now.
Oh.
It's all the ads inserted into them. It's funny because I haven't looked at the account in like a year, but I was looking through it and it hasn't gone down all that much from what it was a year ago. However, it's completely changed how it makes any money. I only make any money on that. It's just really weird. I figured on your side, you have a little bit bigger account and you might see more of an impact on such things. Just curious. It's all funny money anyways.
Oh.
So is there actually a Saturday stream anymore?
There is, but it's not like it used to be.
I saw Big B's doing the seller stream still.
Yeah.
And the
We try to do a late night Friday building stream, or I don't know what he calls it.
Oh yeah.
It's quite entertaining.
The Lego show.
Yeah, we all try to grab the same set and then we sit there and build it. Just talk about random nothing.
Yeah.
Cool.
Gosh. I will send you a link through YouTube, Josh, in case that actually works. So you planning on actually taking the city anywhere again, or is it gonna be?
Yeah.
You are.
I want to take it to Philly.
Everything, or just the everything now?
Yep. I'm hoping.
You set up last time.
Do what?
Is it more than you set up last time, or have you scaled it back? I know you cut out some when you moved to the new place, but did you fill it back in?
Yeah, it's 22 feet long right now.
Oh, jeez.
Then I have another section in this room I'm working on. That'll put me at almost 25 feet. And I have to get 2 more done before I go, and that'll be another 8 feet.
And are they 22 by 8 foot, or
What's that?
the
I know it's only 6.5 feet deep.
6.5 feet? Wow. So it's on. Have you made everything in its own custom table, basically?
Yeah.
Nice.
Section has its own table, and I can just slide it into a trailer and slide it out and just put the buildings on it.
Sweet.
What's up, guys?
Hey, Hoosier.
Chris, I drove all over the place looking for that damn Ninjago set.
Hey, it's gonna be worth it though. I'm not into Ninjago, but that thing looks pretty cool.
Which hell
Ninjago set?
It's the red Ninjago mech. I don't even know what it's called.
I'll grab it real quick.
There's something about it. I don't.
Is it the big one? Yeah, the big one. I saw that on the shelf. It looked neat.
I found the black one real fast, and I was like, and that one don't look cool.
It don't, man. The black one looks lame to me.
Yeah, the red looks really cool.
You don't happen to have it, do you?
Me? No,
Yeah.
I didn't pick it up. I haven't picked up any Lego sets. I bought Ninjago City. It's in the original or in the shipping box over there, but those are the only sets I'm picking up now.
I ain't been buying a whole lot. I've been trying to only buy stuff that I need or I can incorporate in my city.
Yeah, I did that for the last 6 months or so of the city, and then now I have so much to take apart that it's sort of wasteful to buy anything at this point.
Right. I bought all the first wave of the Batman movie. It's just sitting on a shelf.
It's all on clearance right now.
Yeah, for good reason.
I ran across 2 Targets today that was full of clearance.
Yeah, the ones around here don't clearance anymore at all. Target, at least. I mean, they'll do like the 20% off. Yeah, but beyond that, nothing.
I even passed up on some $1.18 poly bags.
The snowboard?
Yep, that's why I passed up on it.
You don't need them.
After I quit buying Lego, I realized that those sort of purchases, I mean, as much as sure they may have a couple neat elements, at the end of the day, it was just contributing towards hoarding Lego, not really actually doing anything building. I try to avoid them. All the impulse Lego purchases in general.
I spent more money today in Lego than I have in a while.
You know who Kevin Hinkle is, right?
Yep.
You see his listings on eBay?
I didn't know. Is he selling stuff? I know he don't work for Lego no more.
No, he sold his sig figs, like the whole collection of them. It was like 6 of them for $1,400.
What?
Somebody paid $1,400 for a collection of Kevin Hinkle sig figs.
But he's not at Lego anymore. Someone did that.
He's the one selling them.
I get it, but he's not at Lego anymore, right?
No.
And he sold his sig figs. Someone paid $1,400 for a set of all of his sig figs.
Right. That means this one's got to be worth at least $200 if anybody wants to hit me up.
You gotta dump that thing so quick.
I think I have 4 of them.
Offers you over $20 for that. Just
So, Chris, what's that mean? Yours worth a couple grand?
Oh, for sure.
I think I have both.
You can buy the first one.
Still. Or did you create another one? Or is it still 2?
Another one.
Oh, so you have 3 now? Yeah. I have the first 2 at least.
First one, I did a custom torso.
Chris is a sig fig creating fool.
That's it, though. I'm done. This order's going to be here. Otherwise, too expensive.
Mr. H.
Howdy all.
Gosh.
Did you say you ordered more sig figs, Chris?
I know. This is the last one I'm going to use. If I need more, I'll just order some more. Because now I can get my whole new sig fig for the price it cost me for a torso from the other one.
I haven't heard anything else from Big B.
Yeah. We just do a late night with Hoosier.
Send Big B the link in case he ends up being around somewhere.
I still got to finish the Parisian, Chris. I got lazy last night.
Told you to keep going when you stopped.
One of these days, I'm going to listen to you, man. I promise.
Haley still going to that show?
Do what?
Is Haley still going?
I haven't talked to her anymore about it. I don't expect her to. It is 4 hours out of her way.
Oh, you made it sound like she was going right through there.
But this is Haley we're talking about. You'll never know.
Right.
Big Sue, I did grab one of the Lego castles, or castles. It's sitting under the table. I have zero desire to build that thing, though, because there's no place to stick it.
I take it you got some parts in, Chris?
Arches. Only get me a little bit further. The rest of them won't be here till Tuesday because of the damn New Year. It is what it is. I'm gonna get done what I can get done tonight, and then I'll tomorrow. No, we're talking too much.
Wait. I am doing outstanding, minifig collector. How are you doing? I hope I just yelled in your ear.
Good old Robbie. I'm cheating this time, Chris. I ain't putting interior back in it.
Interior.
Say that again.
The interior is the most important part.
Oh yeah. I'll have it. It'll just be in a couple hundred different bins.
Yeah, I will say the whole building out the full interior of the city was a bit excessive. Respect.
I'm not doing that.
I
didn't put no interior at all on.
With the new layout, everything's gonna sort of be visible, so I won't have that issue. I don't think. But I don't. If I do run into that, I'm not going to. Not building out playable stuff.
It's B.
All right, I think I'm setting up a new computer right now, so.
Hey, that's really cool, Robbie, that you're saying what else you're getting for your birthday. Is Big B sending you anything else?
Chris, your all's game Sunday's the night game, right?
No, they don't have any night games this week. They canceled them all.
Wow.
They're all either at noon or at 3:30. But we play at 3:30. I'll be right back.
Zany got a table full of pretty tan brick.
Yeah, I need to do something with it. Because I need to break down a couple more tan buildings and my containers are full. So sorted. Hey, Big B, minifig collector says hi. Want to make sure you didn't miss that.
Got it. So, Robbie, everybody does know about your birthday on the 25th. You had got plenty of messages out about that.
Yeah, he should have had my holiday card.
Oh, thank you for that, Mr. H.
Oh, you're welcome.
I got yours the other day.
Did everybody get a holiday card from Mr. H?
Not everybody.
Robbie did.
I didn't.
The guy lost your address.
I know Google is always auto-deleting things.
And you moved, so I don't have your new one.
Excuses. I just never sent anyone one because I don't want anyone to have my return address.
That's why you get a P.O. box like I got.
I have zero desire to keep up my appearance.
So, what you're saying is in the past year, nothing's changed.
Basically, yeah.
Awesome. How is Sam?
Spent a lot more time with my son, and I have become a lot more patient. That is what has changed. Is I've become much more patient in my life in general. However, everything else is exactly the same.
Good to hear, man. Good to hear. He looks like he's getting pretty big.
Yes, he's getting big. He's a big Duplo fan right now, and yep, he got the Around the World set. He's been playing with that for the past 3 days. He got Christmas. And watching Winnie the Pooh over and over and over. No.
Any luck finding that one Duplo set we were talking about?
The Winnie the Pooh one? No, no.
The one that's shaped like the bucket of honey.
Nope, no luck at all.
Right.
If you find it though, let me know.
Dude, it was $80 used because of the bucket. And I mean, as a dad, I made a dad call and said, "No way, it's just a bucket." But if you want to spend that money.
But does it have a Pooh figure?
It's got the Pooh figure and it's got the stuff that was supposed to come in it, but the price that's coming in is the bucket.
Yeah, I don't.
You can get Pooh separate.
I care about the contents.
Yeah.
I'm gonna search for the Pooh figure. I should just do that.
No, I've got that on my radar and the friggin' alien clock.
Really? That alien clock? I've really seen that on the clearance aisle at my Walmart next to me. They used to have like 10 of them sitting there. I don't know what happened to them over the past couple of years, but
Don't let a certain person that's on the panel hear you say that.
No, they're gone. They're far gone. They've been gone for a long time.
Here's my holiday card real quick on a big screen.
Oh, that would have been awesome to receive.
Yeah, I got like
that would have been joy. That would have brought joy to me in a time of need.
Yeah. So I got five left.
I posted the picture, one of the pictures from our Christmas card to Instagram of me in the goofy pajamas with my son. So I figured that was the equivalent of doing such embarrassing things.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
The Christmas card just has Becky on it too, and a lot more pictures of Sam. minifig collector says, "Thank you for the holiday card, Mr. H. He is very happy that he's more important than Big B."
You're welcome.
I'll be right back. I gotta grab some parts.
That means smoke.
So, Big B, tell me about your bricks for what, sick kids or bricks for soldiers?
So what I want to do is basically get Lego out into the field. They've shown that using Lego helps with PTSD, and I mean PTSD comes from doesn't hit you when you're in, you know, it doesn't what's the correct terminology here? You don't come home and suddenly get it. You know, it's being built up over time from in the field, stress, situations. There's just Lego has been shown to remove a person and let them get out of their own head.
Lego is yeah.
Joint Base Lewis McCord's using it. A couple other bases are using it. I actually got a hold of a buddy of mine at U of R.
And those work great. Are you talking about a forward base?
Forward base, but not like forward base like people think about in the movie. Like you and I understand that at a forward base, there's more than just
bases. I'm saying
special forces guys. There's a shitload of guys working logistics to get things here or there. You know, there's an entire system accompanied with every base.
So, are you looking at giving to the USO unit on the forward base, or
that's where the sticky part comes in, is trying to figure out
the welfare.
Figure out where the best place to put it is and where it does the best good. Right now, I've just been doing person by person, but I know that doesn't work. It's not going to work in the long run.
And honestly, it almost seems, and I don't take it the wrong way, person to person, if solicited, seems abusive.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, I've been having to vet the people to make sure it's not just like, hey, let me get this free thing to bring home to my kid, which in turn could still. For me, that's still okay, because if you're going to go home and take it home with your kid and build it with your kid and get out of your head and help yourself, then I'm good with that.
Yeah, so AFI's Health and Welfare is the right place for you to go.
Okay.
Or any forward base, and USO is even the wrong place, because you don't even want to ship it. Honestly, you don't want that crap inundating the camp and even someone's personal space within the camp. It's just horribly inefficient.
Yeah, I was thinking the medical people.
If they can keep it somewhere, that's what I'm saying. If they have central places that they can distribute at AFI's Health and Welfare, you do a donation, they will distribute to specific. If you get, it's basically like sending a care package.
Right.
You send care packages to AFI's Health and Welfare or whatever. If the Navy and Marine Corps have.
Right, but instead of going to an individual, it gets checked out.
Yeah. So what it does is it goes to a unit. Like,
right.
It would never go to an individual, because there's zero reason to ever. Honestly, people don't need to be worrying about where their Lego is when they're in a combat situation.
Right.
And if they're at a forward base, they're in a combat situation. Now, if they're in a closed environment where they have a rec room they set up and they want to put Lego in there, that's fine. But most likely, nobody's going to touch it at all.
Right.
Forward base. Honestly. Now, at hospitals, VA hospitals, at Walter Reed, that sort of thing, again, AFI's Health and Welfare are also going to be able to help you, or the Navy equivalent, obviously. Now, I don't know what the Navy equivalent is. Whoever runs the Navy Exchange and whatnot.
NAFI's?
NAFI's, yeah, Navy. No, it's not NAFI's. It's something.
No, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's something. It's like NAV, whatever. If you just search for who runs the Navy Exchange, it'll tell you.
Yeah.
It's a different organization that's ran by the same governmental organization, essentially.
No, it's a private institution.
Well,
AFI's is wholly private with an exclusive contract with the military.
It's a contracted institution. So saying it's private is like saying that Lockheed Martin is private, which, yes, technically Lockheed Martin military contracting divisions are private, but they are essentially not private whatsoever.
I just meant it's not government.
Yeah, they're subsidized.
It's a corporation.
Yeah, it's a subsidized workforce. It's a way for them to not have that overhead.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, at first it was just like, yeah, get it to the guys, and then I realized like, well, this is going to be really hard to do. Person by person, and then even by unit, no, because then you've got to contact individual units. So when my buddy at University of Ours said to me, "Oh yeah, you know, he's a toxicologist. He's dealing with folks that are doing research on PTSD, and he sent it up the line to see if there was some way where they could try to get me with people that could get it to the hospitals in forward situations, and then."
Why the emphasis on forward situations? Why not focus?
Because I want to try to help before they even come home. I want to try to help before it sets in too deep.
I understand what you're saying, but PTSD doesn't work that way. It's about processing and your ability to process. And while I understand that playing with Lego absolutely can help your cognitive process and can help repair it. And honestly, that's why I have a large part of this display behind me built, is because it was done from a therapy that my therapist at the time recommended that I do something like that. So it absolutely helps. However, building a little set in a combat situation is not a feasible thing. It's not something that I would ever think about doing. And if anything, that would add to my PTSD, trying to manage ownership of pieces.
Right. Well, that's where you or how you served differs from how I served. You know, you were combat hardened.
Well, I just can't even imagine, like, at a forward base, that even being a thing that someone has Lego. I could see like video game units. If you want to donate lightweight, like portable video game units, especially, I'll bet you that would be something that health and welfare at AFI, the health and welfare divisions would actually utilize in the camps and the rec rooms. And they have utilized, people will use those. People will all about them.
It's not necessarily forward. You're thinking forward base. I'm talking hazardous fire.
Yeah, well, it's all. I mean, is Caserta in Italy are you considering that? Because technically, that's a forward base.
Well, it's a forward base, but it's not a hazardous fire. So let's take, for instance, South America. For the instance on this one, the guys down in Nicaragua, they're doing Contra stuff. So they're doing door kicking, trying to get narco and all that. They have an actual base they return to.
No, I get it.
So like that qualifies. They have a dorm room, so the Lego would be okay for them. But I totally understood what you were saying, and a lot of people think as well as with the forward operating base. I'm not talking about that.
No, I get what a fob is, and I get I've been to bases in like our main base in Afghanistan and whatnot. So I get it, what you're saying. I still, even in those bases, I see zero opportunity for such things.
Well, that's where I was thinking the morale, welfare, and recreation would come in, and also working with the base psychologists.
Sure, and maybe, who knows? Maybe that's the case. But and maybe
they would have the capacity to be able to pick up those things and take them with them, because that's their operation. That's their role.
Yeah, if they have an on-base psychologist, and honestly, as you know, the base psychologist, and I know it's improved over the years, but I still work in this. I volunteer in this field. Base psychologists don't actually do anything other than filter people out.
Yeah.
They don't actually provide therapy. I mean, they provide baseline counseling, but
they're more of a prevention from others being harmed and more harm coming to the individual.
And identifying what the right path of treatment sometimes is for certain people.
Because it ain't going to happen there.
And in those sort of bases, even in that limited forward capacity, that's still the only thing you're going to find. You might find the larger fire bases in Afghanistan, they may have psychologists that filter in for the staffers there, that they, just because some random senator wanted to do a health and welfare check or something like that.
But there's also different, areas of operation.
You're right. There's different areas of operation.
And like you were saying before, I mean, Army life is a lot different than Navy life or Air Force life, or I don't even know what Marine life is.
I don't know. I
just digging a hole.
And you too. I mean, you were an airman or the equivalent. As a soldier, I couldn't see anything that ever even being something that would
be acceptable.
It's beyond acceptable. It's like even wanted. I don't care if I like playing with Lego. That's the wrong place. That's not where my mind should be at those situations. But I'm of a different mentality than you are. So that's just a differing of opinion.
Yeah, I mean, you were definitely a doer. So
yeah, I just can't even imagine where that would be utilized. But I could see like stateside.
Yeah, stateside VA hospitals, no, without a doubt.
Absolutely, I could see, and that especially ones that have advanced counseling centers in them. And again, the health and welfare could help you with that. They also service they don't service VA hospitals, but they do filter through all that stuff.
Yeah, and I want to get there, but because this one guy approached me and he was in the field, as in a hazardous fire zone. I mean, somebody actually stepped up to me and said, "Hey, can you help?" So, I mean,
that's the part that I'm not going to say anything further on it, but that's the part that sort of throws me off.
Yeah,
that someone could be thinking that cognizant of the desire for that, and it's weird.
Well, I get what you're saying. I know.
I know you're
it's hard to say no, man. It's hard to say no.
No, I know, and I know your heart's in the right place.
It's hard to say no,
and that's why I don't want to in any way discourage you by what I'm saying. It's just I absolutely, I think it's great what you're doing, and I think you're doing it for absolutely the right reason. I personally can't envision, and why I was thinking about it, and I got your message you sent me about it a few weeks ago, but thinking about it, there's nothing positive I can contribute to it because it's not something I would believe in.
Yeah, I've gone down every one of those rabbit holes you're talking about with how and everything else. And while I'm trying to think this through and see how I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
I've talked to my uncle quite a bit about it. He's a combat veteran as well. And I mean, he just flat out said, he's like, you got to do the VA. He said, talk to the Wounded Warriors from Pennsylvania. They're separate from the National. They don't deal with the National at all. They've completely walked away from the National group.
Heroes to Hometown. I don't know if they're still operating. They're through the American Legion. They are a pretty good organization as well for that, for aiding resource connections. And that's the key thing. You're not looking to donate to those organizations. Those organizations have no idea what to do with Lego.
Right. I'm using them as a conduit.
They will take it, but they will just sell it at a reduced price to get money.
Right, to buy something else that they feel they need.
Donation to Heroes to Hometown, Wounded Warrior, that sort of thing.
No. I'm looking for people to put me in touch with individuals. Not necessarily individuals, but individuals that run a program.
Yeah, have you checked with their local VFW? And I know it's really corny, but VFW, American Legion, that sort of thing, because they will be so overly knowledgeable about all those programs because they have nothing to do in life other than collect their pension and talk about that shit all day long at the Legion.
I don't know. I drove past my VFW and I rolled my eyes because it said that they don't play the NFL there because they stand for the anthem.
Yeah, and that's
and all I can think to myself is every single one of those fuckers sat in there, and they sit for the anthem when the game begins.
You moved to Pennsylvania. What do you expect?
I know.
You got
exactly. I'm in the mindset that you can do whatever the fuck you want because that's your right.
It's completely your fault as far as if you take that personally.
We moved for the school district, man. We moved for the school district. Plus, the boy had a knife pulled on him in kindergarten at recess, so that was kind of a okay. Let's time to move.
Yeah, growing up in San Diego as opposed to Sam growing up here, and I remember growing up in San Diego, it was a very realistic thing. You would get jumped, you would get you jumped for your shoes or that kind of stuff. People would get shot in drive-bys, and people would get you get beat up randomly, whatever, by a gang. But that was not I never looked at it as a big deal as a kid because I wasn't in like the bad parts of San Diego. But thinking about it now in our current, how hypersensitized we are to it relative to back in the 80s, it's even putting him into that situation scares me. Like just in an area where gangs operate and where I would have grown up and I was completely fine walking around everywhere and everyone was fine with me walking around there. I don't really feel comfortable going back to a place like that.
Oh, it's not like we were living in a gangland area. It's just when we moved into that neighborhood, we decided to be, very. It was still. I still look at it as the right thing. We were very granola, and we said, we don't want our kids identifying by a color of skin or an accent or anything like that. We just wanted them to see people as people. So we moved into an incredibly diversified neighborhood that was moving up, and it had a track record of moving up for like 10 years. And then all of a sudden the market crashed and it all went to shit.
Yeah, so that was back west. So that means everything is driven purely by economic factors. It's not like back here in the east where basically areas are diversified by choice. Back there, it's areas are diversified because of economic factors.
Well, yeah, we were at the top. It was the top of the hill, but what happened is these apartment complexes just went sour and the school district went bad quick.
Yeah. Like here, school district is horrible. I would never send the kid to school here whatsoever.
Well, they didn't have the money to support the programs that they wanted, and they were good programs. Every kid should be able to understand what is being said in the classroom.
Yeah.
Completely agree with that. But there was like, I don't know, 4 interpreters in his classroom, and I mean, just how's a kid going to pay attention when there's so much input going on?
Yeah, I have like Sam's, he's learning 2 languages at preschool because he goes to an expensive preschool, but it's by choice at least, and he doesn't get started with it.
You're doing a Montessori path?
No, not Montessori school. It's equivalent, but it's much more granola and less prep academy. It's still like $3,000.
So he'll be coding by K.
Yeah, but it's still like $3,000 a month, so it's like college.
That's worth it, man. It's worth it. Early sponging.
Yeah, he does he's been doing sign language since he was 6 months old.
Yep.
And he does speak in both. He actually understands that it's 2 different languages, and he understands the concept of he's like 19 months now.
So is the second language practical or future?
Spanish. It's Spanish. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's practical. It's very practical, and that's.
Well, no, I mean, there's some parents that are doing future,
I know.
and like their kids learning Mandarin in English, and there's no Mandarin background for the child.
I didn't like about the more traditional prep school routes with pre-K prep schools, or because they had bullshit like that. It's still a very fun, huggy, learning, growing, exploring environment. Very oriented that way rather than oriented to breed the kid to put him into Harvard.
So he's still allowed to hug his friends at school.
Yes, all the teachers hug him. They give them plenty of affection. It's very much granola hippie meets the really.
We're having problems with that this year. The girl's gotten in trouble repeatedly for hugging.
Yeah, no, they do not. There are now this isn't a public school at all, so you don't have any issues with that. Like back here, I'm sure in a public school that would be an issue. It's absurd. But yeah, Sam hugs all of his friends all the time. When he goes to school and when he's leaving, he'll hug his friends and stuff. When I go to pick him up. Like at this school, I can still walk into his classroom whenever I want. It's not like you need to wait up front, and they do. Some of the schools that we interviewed for, which we were more, it's funny how the interview process was reversed. But some of them are so absurd. It treated it like you're in prep school, but they're pre-K. They're like, we were talking about putting him in there at like 4 months old.
Yeah, we went with the the grandma type out of her home for daycare, and it worked out perfectly because the kids still see her as being their grandmother since my mom's out of the picture. So
we didn't have that opportunity back where we are. All of our family, my family's in San Diego.
We just lucked out that this place was available and we got in. It was awesome.
Yeah. No, I'm really happy where we got in. It's just really expensive for what it is. But at least I know it will go down as he gets into private school. That's the one. It's the sad part is I'm looking forward to the private school bills.
Because they'll be cheaper.
Oh yeah, they'll be like a third of the cost.
In North Carolina, you'll be able to get some sort of subsidy for that, right?
Yeah, so it'll be like a third of the cost. It'll only be like $1,000 a month for private school when he gets into the kindergarten age.
Yeah. If our district wasn't 10 out of 10, Pennsylvania, the taxpayers pay for the full bill.
Oh yeah, it's nothing like that here, but the school district is so horrible here that every good school is a magnet school. That's public.
Yeah.
It's sad because they have some good teachers. It's so horribly funded.
Yep, and education is the way to jumpstart an economy for a country.
Yeah.
Look at China.
The only redeeming factor is since I'm in the Silicon Valley of the East sort of area, there's a lot of, they cater to that demographic when it comes to schools.
Yeah, you're like in the one blue part of North Carolina.
Well, yeah, it's Research Triangle Park. RTP is literally there are more headquarters here in Silicon Valley now, I think.
So is this the holiday party or something like that, or what's going on here?
Holiday party? No, I was testing out the new functionality, so I actually wasn't meaning to stream more than like 2 minutes.
Zany was getting some practice in.
So are you streaming tomorrow then?
Considering it. I may not, though, if I'm actually occupied. It depends. That's the thing. I don't want to say that I am. So if you see a stream, I am.
So we're gonna see more of you, or is this just the one weekend a year ordeal?
No, yeah, it's more that I have actual. Sam's getting to the age where he actually likes such things, so I've renewed my. What's the right way to put it? I lost motivation for the past year or so, and part of it is house and all, getting new house and moving in and stuff.
Oh, did you get that one with that epic barn?
Yeah, I got So, I have all the available area I could ever want when it comes to Lego cities. It's just that I haven't had any motivation to set anything up, and part of it is that I have millions of bricks on this table, and I need to break it all down and sort of. I'm not going to buy any Lego because that would be stupid. The amount of bricks that I own. So I'm going to get this installed, and then I'll start building my new layout. I sort of started it already. It's very different than a city.
So when you break all that down, will you have the room to store it, or?
Well, yeah, I do. I have tons of room to store it. That's not a problem.
So this is the house that's got the barn that was used for weddings and stuff, right? So it's like a finished barn.
Yeah, fully finished.
Yeah. Jesus. Yeah, you got rope.
With a full out granny flat on top of it too. On the second.
So you would actually be able to build something that was like what Kevin F wanted to do.
I could build I could do not height wise, I don't know about that. I could do it's 24 feet of clearance across at the lowest point. But for square footage wise, I could safely do 140 feet by 280.
By 24 feet tall. At the lowest point.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
But again, not gonna happen. Not gonna be that big. However, and I don't even know. And the thing is, it has
At the lowest point.
It has
I like
flat.
I like how you threw that in there at the lowest point.
So second floor of the barn is a granny flat, and it actually has a room that is approximately the size that master bedroom of the granny flat. It's approximately the size of my current Lego room. I'm thinking about making that my new Lego room.
That should just be your storage room, and the main room should be your Lego room.
You mean this should be my Lego storage and building room?
Oh no, just get rid of this. Sell this house. And
No,
just put
this
it
house
all
is
out of the barn.
Yeah, trust me. That's the whole reason why I'm breaking down my city is so I can sell this house. There's nothing else left to do.
I figured.
That's my motivation for it. So
In-laws made enough use of it.
no, not for a while. It's just been it's cool. The economy here, just how the housing market has been. It's been a good thing that I held on to it. That said, I want to get rid of it quickly before that changes.
Will it improve in May? Because of the students coming in, and you guys don't have. Do you have a large medical facility there for education?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of them, and yeah, a lot of med schools, and we're right in the middle of all this. Basically, I'm in on this sort of like if you want to be in a central spot between every school, I'm there, direct access to a highway right down the street.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm in a good spot, and I'm literally in walking distance, 2 blocks from like this historic downtown area where I live. So it's all good. The reason why I bought this house was because it was in walking distance to a locally owned chop house. And I don't know why I use that as a criteria, but it paid off in the end of the day. That's like what I look for when I buy houses.
Are we going to see you at Philly?
Maybe. So someone lives in Philly now that I like to avoid. But other than that.
So you're going to be playing a gig in their honor. Playing anti-love songs?
No, nothing like that. I have zero give a shit regarding it. No, I won't be playing gigs up there though. Just for that reason, I don't want to. I know someone would show up. So however, going to Philly, I was thinking about stopping by.
Right on.
If not, I'll be there next year probably.
It'd be pretty cool to see you there.
Yeah, when Sam's like 3, I'll probably come up there take him up there. Going to Disneyland in April and back to San Diego. So we'll see. So whatever happened to the Bricks for Kids or like the school programs?
They're still out there.
Oh, okay. But weren't you doing that as your focus?
No, I'm just donating to the school.
Oh, okay.
I gave one of the brick boxes to every kindergarten class in our district, to the counselors, and then also to the libraries.
That's cool.
And then next year, when A is in first grade, I will give to every first grade class. So
I wonder how many of the teachers took them home.
Oh, none of them.
You sure?
Yeah, the principal was all about it. The principal was just like, yeah, this is a crazy idea, but I love it. Thank you.
That's
Yeah, I'm going to get a little publicity from them, They're gonna do it like a shot out or whatever for me.
There are a lot of stopping arms.
Hmm?
That's the thing. What are you gonna do with them? Teach them how to use BrickLink?
No. I'm just gonna try to keep the district in supply. I mean, you and I, okay, for people that don't realize, Zany and I used to be on a show called That Other Lego Show, and he and I, post-show and pre-show, I would ask him questions about stuff that he'd done in his life, and one of the things he's done is he's run charities. And I'm trying to get stuff up and running to do my own thing. And besides the Bricks for Soldiers, I'm also trying to do some local stuff.
That's cool, man. I think it's awesome. I'm just more curious what the status of that one was.
Well, the people who I used to be able to do stuff for that orphanage down in South America aren't returning my call. So, but they also, every time I talk to them about when I would donate the Lego, they would look at me like I was crazy. Like, what is this going to do? So.
Yeah. And that's sort of like how I think, and don't take this the wrong way, but that's sort of how I see the
No, I know. I know. I know, man. I know. And there's also, like I said, there's also the social aspect of it, of how many of these guys, you know, are going to go and be like, oh, great job there out in the field. I'm going to go build myself some, you know, like, no, because there's going to get harassed to no end.
No, not even that. It's just like, I don't even, where would you go to do that? That's not a
hooch, man.
I guess maybe like Mixels. I could see Mixels sitting, I don't know, like sitting at the
hooch
table or hooch, yeah. Mixels
exactly.
at the hooch. I could see geeky guys playing with Mixels while they're drinking at the cantina.
Yeah. So I mean, the one guy said he was a Star Wars fan. I mean, I had folks I know that went to go do the narco stuff, and at the time when they were doing narco stuff, there was no base. They were just in a hotel. They rented the hotel, and it was a little bit shady, but they had a hotel.
An entire unit's a little bit shady.
Yeah.
But despite all that, it's just, I mean, that's sort of where I'm at with the Bricks for Soldiers. So I get it. And I get why they would probably think that's like, we want money, not this.
This is what I sent you the message for like this type of conversation.
Oh, okay. Well,
not just the how the hell do I set it up. It's more of the practical getting in touch with people and ideas and thoughts of this group in the Army, because I'm more familiar with the Air Force as far as those, and you obviously know the Army.
Yeah.
And you've been through the system as far as the medical treatment.
Yeah, I don't want to discourage you, and that was why I didn't reply.
No, you won't. You won't. You're not going to discourage me. I trust me, dude. I totally get all of these little how the hell are yous.
Yeah.
You know?
I think it's good. I think it's absolutely coming from a good place, and I think it's a good idea. You just, as long as you're broad in your scope and you're open to redirect that scope to maybe another area like the VA hospital.
Yeah, I'm going to be working with the VA hospitals on that one too.
Yeah, I think really, and I don't know how you would even do that, to be honest. I know like health and welfare does some stuff.
My buddy with University of Rochester, who's dealing with researchers, that's where I was hoping he'd be able to help.
And that seems like the best, really the best avenue to go. I could absolutely see it being used in a inpatient clinical environment.
Oh yeah. You're talking gowns, right?
Yes.
In-house guys that are there full time for their therapy. And
let's just be clear, and it comes to with the military too, and some of the VA treatment facilities and the affiliated treatment facilities, a lot like rehab for drug rehab, where it's not always gown level. It's sometimes just, hey, you're in a structured environment like a halfway house type thing. There are a lot of PTSD treatment facilities for people with more serious PTSD that absolutely do not need to be institutionalized, but they live in effectively treatment.
It's a halfway house. It is. I understand what a halfway house is, but most people get
I won't sugarcoat it.
a bad idea of a halfway house because a halfway house nowadays is used not only for guys that have a problem with alcohol and PTSD, but also they put sex offenders in halfway houses. So yeah.
The key part is I'm talking about halfway houses with active psychologists in
right, like Army House and stuff like that they have.
Yeah, so those sort of situations, I think they would be excellent. I don't think in any gown situation they're ever going to be appropriate outside of maybe medical. Like if a guy has PTSD and he's in a gown for it, he's not going to be given Legos.
No,
let's be honest about it. It's one of the things that if you're targeting that, really there's only one path that you could really go down that it would be viable.
You're not going to discourage me with the talk because I know that there's a lot of good that can come from it, and there's a practical method. It's me figuring out and taking the advice of where to start getting it out there and how to start getting it out there.
Absolutely, and maybe you can create some new avenues for such things.
I couldn't hear you.
I also have a bridge I'll sell you too if you want. It's really fancy and it goes across the waterway between here and Pennsylvania.
Can't hear a word when your face is turned.
Oh, I got a bridge I'll sell you as well if you're interested.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
No. But trust me, I knew what you were talking about. I was weary when I was written.
Well, yeah, it's I don't want. It's not that it's just so many red flags. It's not immediately disparaging or anything like that.
No, you just you have to vet things.
Yeah.
Probably nobody wants to hear about what we're talking about.
That's okay. There's nothing else to talk about.
No complaints here.
Talk about set number 40252.
What's that?
The one Chris wanted us to build tonight.
What's that?
It's the little V-dub set, the 141-piece mini V-dub bug.
Oh, I have the not mini one.
The medium Azure mini one.
Yeah, I have the other one.
The big one?
Yeah, I got the big one for the newer bug, and yeah. Not the small one, though. Wasn't there also a poly bag?
There was a poly bag of the bus.
Oh, the bus, right, the bus one.
And for some reason, the poly bag of the bus was like $20.
I have a couple of those. I don't know. That's weird. I didn't pay $20 for them. I don't know how though. Yeah, so I got drawers and drawers of poly bags and like collectible minifigs unopened and then all that the boxes stacked into my table. I have zero desire for any of that crap.
So what I've done with the poly bags, if the kids are not interested in the poly bags at all, and it's a themed set, like say it's Princess Leia, Slave Leia poly bag, because that doesn't exist, and they don't want it, just put it in a drawer, seal it in a Ziploc bag, pop it in a drawer. That's their beer money when they go to college.
Yeah. I mean, I've considered just stashing everything away. I probably
not like every city helicopter set, but sets that would have a viable value after a certain amount of time.
Like the Darth Revan poly bag or things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it. I definitely got that. I got a bunch of UCS sets under the table. Those are the ones I was talking about keeping. And then like this past, I think it was Amazon Prime Day, I got so many huge sets for really cheap.
Was you one of the
Did you
ones?
pick up a boost yet?
I was one of the ones that actually that got everything fulfilled. I ordered tons of orders up until they cut it off, and every single thing was fulfilled. Nothing was questioned. No issues whatsoever.
Nice. Did you get a boost yet?
What do you mean a boost?
The Lego boost?
No, I did
It's the
not.
new robot.
I looked at it at the store, but I have not actually. I don't know.
Damn it.
Anything I can do with NXT. Or anything I want to do so far.
Yeah, 19 months. He would giggle. That's about it. He could giggle at the cat. You walking the cat around.
Oh, yeah. Well, he wouldn't. Yeah, he has.
But he wouldn't be able to articulate on the guitar and have a lot of fun with that, and
Yeah.
etc.
Yeah, I'm not interested in that for him right now.
You would amuse him, but instead of using a Lego guitar, you could just use a guitar.
I can amuse him by so many other things.
Yeah. It's a good age, man. It's a great age.
Yeah, it's not hard to amuse a kid.
I'm gonna say this cliche thing, and you're gonna realize that everybody who told you this was true. It goes so fast. Before long, they're talking back.
Well, yeah, that's
and saying no.
He already says no and talks fast. He's a smart kid.
I got one for you. I had one break a $400 iPad today.
Nice. I got a nice scratch on the screen of my iPhone 8.
My oldest broke his OtterBox case, so he took it out of the case, and my 4-year-old got a hold of it today and cracked the screen on it.
Ouch.
Yeah,
Mine turned 18.
tablets or anything, fortunately.
Wow. Turned 18?
Turned 18.
Did you get him keys to an apartment and pay for his first 3 months rent?
No, my wife wants to keep him in the house.
Here you go, boy. You're in the world now.
Why do you want to keep him in the house?
That's her baby boy.
No, I get it, no, but really after 18 years still?
Right.
Wow.
Hey, what's that old saying? Happy wife, happy life?
No, you must have a saint for a kid.
No. Far from. Far from. Did till high school, then it just kind of went south.
Yeah.
If he's not a heroin addict, then he did well.
I think I did a good job.
It's such a horrible thing to say, Big B.
No, I can't believe how bad it is, and it's in high school.
No, I'm saying unless you know for sure that his son isn't a heroin addict.
Oh, he's not.
Probably like that.
I have a feeling Chris would have him in rehab if he were.
I was with his ass.
Yeah. The dad rehab.
It'd be that ass whooping every day club.
See them arms. They better be freaking healing. Spread your toes. So we're going to be able to talk you into coming back to that other Lego show for our Friday night mega builds.
If I'm around,
I need somebody that talks.
Oh, if I'm around on Friday nights, then yes, sure, I'll come on too. Just because I plan on spending actually a lot of Friday nights up here breaking apart stuff until it's done.
It's funny you say that because today's actually Friday.
Yeah, this is my life until this city's broken down. Basically, it's the last thing I need to do to get rid of this house. So
So then why don't you just put it all into bins and then organize in the new garage or the new barn?
Yeah, I've done that with some. Because I'm not in a rush, and I want everything sorted and put away in a way that I can build from it again. That's why.
Gotcha.
I want the same standards of everything being sorted, taken apart neatly, not just crushed or, I'm not breaking stuff by throwing it on the floor.
Right.
I'm carefully taking stuff apart. The only thing I've broken so far are large reddish brown plates because those things snap under any sort of age at all.
You're completely ruining your image right now, saying that you're not throwing around Lego and just tossing it around aimlessly.
Oh, I throw around and toss around Lego aimlessly. I'm just not taking it apart that way.
You all happen to see his Secret Santa video?
Yeah.
I mean, it's very definite. I have no reservations about throwing around Lego and knocking stuff over. It's what I care about is I'm not going to, no offense to Chris, I'm not going to smash a tower by throwing it on the floor and letting it disassemble itself. Because I want all the little glass doors and the window frames to not be bent or stressed and whatnot, and to be able to reuse them later on.
And plus, not make your situation worse on having to sort through it all.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. When I'm breaking stuff apart or breaking stuff down and sorting it, I know it's good. When I have to sort stuff that Becky's broken down, like the larger stuff that has large plates, I have to inspect the larger plates because some will be. I don't want to put stressed plates or broken ones back into circulation.
Chris, we should take lessons from Zany.
Yeah. Oh, I'm done smashing buildings.
No, I mean on the being organized part.
Oh well,
Yeah,
that's. If I had a sense of urgency about getting out of this house, I would absolutely bin everything up, do exactly what you said, Big B. I've already had that discussion, and
Well, I'm just bringing it up because I'm bringing up the May thing because that's when the medical students start coming into college.
oh well,
we've got the same theory with University of Pennsylvania. Hershey is the big medical facility for University of or Penn State or whatever. The Pennsylvania school system, college, collegiate.
we got so many 200+ K salaries in this area, just super saturated with it, just working young professionals in the tech industry and meds. So it's that market. They're the ones that are driving the market for like my house.
Yeah, but it drives it up even more when the med students come in.
Well, not so much anymore. Not so much here anymore, at least. It's not like it used to be where the parents are paying buses. It used to be that way in San Diego all the time. I mean, that's just what happened in San Diego and but back here, it just doesn't happen. I don't know why.
Yeah, my next door neighbor is a med student, and his father just came in and bought the place so his son could live here while he was in school.
Yeah. You might have that in Durham, next to Duke.
Yeah.
But Duke's the only school that sort of has that sort of
old money.
No, privilege.
I was going to try to be polite and say old money.
Sure, privilege. And I'm not saying that in a SJW sort of way. I'm saying that just in a very. It is what it is. There's a lot of that in at Duke, but that's about the only place you'll find it. I'm too far away from there for a parent to buy for their kids for college.
We got Brick Blaze in the chat.
You guys are welcome to send invites to anyone you want. I don't really care, obviously.
No problem.
what do you think of all these new crews that are coming in? Did you finger on any pulse at all for you two, or just people who you know?
What do you mean by in the Lego world?
Yeah.
I don't follow the Lego YouTube world, though.
You didn't see Moist version 2 is out there.
I don't. Yeah, I honestly have no idea what you're talking about whatsoever. I didn't realize that was
the Cool Kid Cruise.
There were Cool Kid Cruise.
The Cool Kid Cruise.
Okay. I wasn't aware of the existence of Cool Kid Cruise on YouTube for Lego. I mean, I know they're like the T-Falls that had their own little clique, but I didn't really ever consider them that.
Well, Chris Productions is almost all of his way there to getting an official lug put together.
Okay. Don't they have Rebel Lug?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Rebel Lug. So Lego. You remember way back when I was talking with TubeLug that Lego will eventually go back and start recognizing virtual groups.
Sure.
As that's happened.
Well, they already did. It's just they
stopped it though. They stopped it. They let a few in and then they stopped it because a couple of bad actors.
Their policies didn't support it, and they needed to update their policy, and they dragged their feet to update that policy.
Right. So they made some changes last year, and as soon as I read about it, I let Chris know because I knew that he was looking for doing that. And last time I spoke to him, Rebel Lug is almost all the way there to becoming an official Lego lug. So.
That's cool, but no, I don't. I never considered them the cool kids club.
Oh no, I was off the cool kid subject. Sorry. Talking about builders you might have known, creators you might have known. I know that you used to watch Chris's stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you knew of him. How's that?
Yeah. It's sort of nothing against the Star Wars guys, but I find that it's just as generic as a city building. They all basically take each other's same styles. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's that whole community groupthink thing. It is what it is. It's just not something that's horribly compelling after you see one or two. Unless someone does something drastically different. That's just my take on it, though. I've sort of been turned off on the whole city building because it's the more that I sat on it and looked at it, the more I realized that it's really just a facsimile. There's not a lot of uniqueness to at least what I was building.
So where are you going to go? You doing the fantasy route?
Yeah, sure. It's fantasy. It's sci-fi.
Okay.
Futuristic sci-fi fantasy. Yeah. But a layout, it'll have some city elements and parts of it, but not really a city. And definitely not modular, not anything. It's like trying to design within the constraints that I set for the city, at least in my mind. And I'm very, constraints-based engineer type. So I held myself to all these constraints, and it allowed the city to grow and allow me to place stuff modularly in the city. But at the end of the day, it prevented me from really doing the fine detail work and the massive sort of, I guess, changes that would differentiate it.
All right, 2 years from now, flash forward in the barn, does Sam have a spot on the table, or has he got a little table in the corner?
I don't care. If he wants a spot on the table, he can have a spot on the table.
Nice.
I don't. Yeah, no, that's nothing. I don't. He can do whatever he wants up here if he, or with the like of it when he's old enough to be able to do.
So Erica laid the law down on me yesterday. She said, "Dad, you're not building the diner. I am."
What was that?
My daughter.
Yeah, what did she do?
She wants to build the diner,
Yeah.
the new diner or whatever.
And
which would be kind of a challenge for her. I'm kind of anxious to watch her do it.
oh, well, good for her.
I got thought I was going to build it faster than you.
Damn it, Chris.
Well, it just means that you're gonna have to. It'll probably mean you'll have to spend a little bit more time before it's built, and you'll probably have to help her plenty.
Oh, she has no problem building. She built the Disney castle by herself.
It is, Zany. You'll have to help him.
This one's going to be highly modified.
Oh, well, you should let her build it.
I'm going to let her have a crack at it, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I'm of the mind now. And I've always been of the mind. I just didn't have a kid before, but if he wants to do anything with anything creative like this and he wants to participate and do anything with it, I don't really care. As in, I don't really have any ownership of anything.
Have you picked up any of the Duplo trains for him?
Yeah, he does have Duplo trains. I don't know if they're still sitting in the box under the table or not. He has one that he likes. He's not a huge Duplo train person. He likes a little Tykes car that he can push himself around in everywhere. That's his current fixation.
Sure, it's freedom, man.
Yep,
it's freedom. It's freedom.
It's freedom. He's just inside the house. It's
still freedom, man. It's still freedom.
He sits there and he just drives around inside the house everywhere. It's cool.
Chases the dogs.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's cute. It's not motorized or anything, but that's what that's all he's fixed out of at the moment. I gave him the Around the World Duplo set for Christmas. He really liked that. All the animals in it. He sat there and had to learn all the noises for all the animals.
That's cool.
So. If one of you guys want to start up a stream on your channel, I'm probably going to end this one.
I will start it at midnight.
Yeah, I was meaning to. This was just meant to get thrown on for a couple minutes. Test stuff out.
Zany, if you do decide to stream tomorrow, you can send me an invite, man. I'll help you get some invites out if you would like.
Okay, yeah. I mean, so it comes down to where I am on, not tomorrow. It's 29th today, isn't it?
See.
Yeah, so on Sunday night. If I end up being over here breaking down Lego, then I will. But if I'm with Becky, then I'm not gonna. So yeah. Unfortunately, I can't really tell you if I'm gonna do it or not.
So, Zany, your Ferris wheel, is that your own creation or is that the set?
That is a set that has been extensively modified. I was actually going to take that apart today. I need to resort this.
Wrap those balls individually.
I still got a bunch of new ones too, but yeah, I plan
Those things just scratch up.
Yeah. Or I've done a lot of track tests with them, with various types of tracks to get them to run on them, and
Does the I should try this out. I wonder if the rubber track fits around the outside of the ball.
the new rubber track for the roller coaster.
No, the Ninjago ones and the Chima ones.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about.
They used to have rubber track, and I bet you with Lego's method, I bet you the inner diameter of the track is the same as the outer diameter of an assembled ball.
Could be. I used to just take
Well, you could then build a system around that would provide grip as you're spinning those balls.
Yeah, so I had basically individual train tracks six wide apart, above and below, holding the balls in place. It was just curving them and making them go with slopes was a pain in the ass. You see them. Where are they even now? I got tons of the old blue train track.
Oh.
The single, that you just studs. And I was using that. I don't use the actual preform track. I just have tons of actual. Where did I put them? I think I basically have an entire bin of 5 gallon. I think this is 5 gallon, 6.6.5 quart bin full of the just individual track pieces. Thousands of them.
I like the older track. That blue track and the light gray as well has better grip.
Yeah, it has good grip. It has the notches on all of them. It works well.
Can be used as gears and can also be used for monorails.
Yep, you can use it for a lot of things, and it holds well. If you sandwich things between them, it tends to hold them in place pretty well while allowing mobility. But now that they have the roller coaster, it changes things. Lots of new options. You have any of those track pieces in your store yet?
Nope. I am setting myself to only go through what I currently have in-house, and not 30 minutes ago, you said I'm not buying any more new Lego.
No, I was just curious if you have any of those pieces yet. I don't know if they're even being sold on BrickLink or what.
If the set's out, I'm sure it is. They've one of their new admins is making it a point and holding it to himself that he's going to get new sets and new elements into BrickLink more quickly.
Oh, so no more 6-month delays?
Correct, because they've been called out by so many people on it, and duly they should have been. I mean, it took sometimes 6 months to get some unpopular sets onto BrickLink.
Yeah. Got annoying when it came to I know I was trying to buy a bunch of not curved, what is it? Corner tile. Big round corner tile. And it took them so long to get those put in. It basically took until after Assembly Square came out for them to put all of them in.
Yeah.
And they were out for months or 2 cycles before in other colors.
I've had to add elements to the catalog recently, especially in unpopular themes that people don't add or they don't disassemble the figs. They're getting better, and there was quite a bit of shade thrown at them when they made their announcement about diversifying.
Yeah, so did they do that?
Oh yeah, they're going to. Contract signed. Lawyers, et cetera, et cetera.
And it's just with Brick Arms right now?
Be right back.
My understanding, the only thing I'm privy to is Brick Arms.
That's cool.
But, I mean, I see a natural path. They've already said they're open to third-party, customs, and clone.
Oh, so they're open to clone?
They are open to clone. They're not planning on it, but they're open to it, which would tell me that that's a fishing line sitting in the water for a company to bite on.
Well, you know, it's a fair... Here's the thing. Lego plays a dangerous game themselves with their aftermarket and their tight control of how their distribution model and...
You mean how they shun it and then also depend upon it?
Yeah, exactly. So I think BrickLink's doing the right thing business-wise. I think it would be silly for them not to go to this route. I understand the zealots, which are the vocal minority. That said, I think as a buyer, it's a positive thing. And as long as they clearly delineate between Lego, non-Lego, Brick Arms, and including Brick Arms, non-Brick Arms, Brick Arm type items, whatever, you know, clear origin or source of origin control. Like, at least right now, they have it with Lego, so there's no reason that it's just people don't try to sell counterfeit Lego on BrickLink.
Yeah, my deal with how it was indexed in the database.
Yeah.
You know, if you're going to separate it. And, you know.
But I have no issue with it. I think it's a good thing.
But I see it, the easiest pathway for them to go down is the third party. Lego doesn't make this, somebody else does, so there's no real, you know, next one would be custom. Well, Lego doesn't do that print. It's on a Lego piece, so, and then just open the floodgate.
Well, if they allow alt bricks on there, they're basically opening the floodgate. You can't say that alt bricks.
No, I agree completely, and that's why alt bricks was tossed the first time. And alt bricks, their argument is on tolerances, because the tolerances for alt brick are different than what it is for Lego. They use a different type of plastic. It forms differently. Blah blah blah. I mean, you know,
it's crap. It bends or it stresses, and it leaves stress marks very easily. Relative to Lego. I mean, if we're talking, if that's, are they using it saying that they're a worse product? So that
no. That was their argument based on how it's not exactly the same, because the tolerances are different.
Well, yeah, it's not exactly the same, and they have
it's the same shape, but not the same colors and not the same
type of plastic.
Yeah,
together, different type of plastic, much more brittle plastic than what Lego uses for leaf pieces. It will stress very easily if you're applying any sort of force to it, and leave white stress marks on them, like I have on so many leaves from all this.
Yeah, that's why they're starting out with the easy third-party stuff, which is, and I would consider alt bricks custom.
I would consider alt bricks a clone, because that's what they are.
Okay, no, yeah.
They have some off colors, but they also have dark green. So you can't call yourself, you can't say we only make stuff that Lego doesn't make and then still make the same colors. So.
But did they roll out dark green before Lego did?
No.
Or no, that was, what color was that? That was one of the other darks.
One of the
orange or red.
I'm sure one of the autumn colors that they brought out with the, they brought out a lot of new colors for leaves.
And now white.
It's not friends, but the other elves.
Yeah.
I'm sure with elves.
Some of them have a place. Some of them have a place. That lavender would look great if you had a mock of
elves makes
Washington D.C.
Lego
in the spring.
Lego makes lavender leaves for elves. Is it already, or is it magenta? There's a lot of different colors with elves. Or a lot of colors.
Yeah.
that sort of stuff. I've looked at them before. I just don't see. I mean, all bricks. Back before elves, I saw that all bricks was filling a niche. Now that they haven't done anything to improve their product. They're cheaper.
So are we going to take bets on whether Bubba's awake or not?
What am
I'm
I?
betting yes. And with that, I'm going to end this crap because I'm going to go do things other than Lego.
Boop boop a doop.
Okie dokie.
Thanks for letting us hang out with you, Zany.
Thanks
Yeah.
for coming on, everyone. And if you're, I don't know why anyone's watching, so I'll watch something better. I think Big B is going to have another stream where they're going to do absolutely nothing like this for another couple hours. So without that,
Don't tell me.